On the business report tonight, we hear that the head of the island's leading rum producer is making a plea for government to ensure the survival of the sugar industry. Managing Director of Mount Gay Rum Distilleries Limited, Rafael Grisoni, says sugarcane is critical to the rum industry and it is vital that the industry does not die. He was speaking during an event for Remy Cointreau shareholders at Clifton Hall Plantation.
In some islands, the sugarcane industry is disappearing, and it's part of our landscape. Every visitor coming on the island is expecting to see sugarcane fields, which are fueling Mount Gay, but some other brands also of the island. So we need to maintain this tradition and this heritage. And at Mount Gay, we are playing a role, effectively, in maintaining our Mount Gay and Oxford plantation. And we need to see a strong sign from other key stakeholders to maintain this tradition and to be sure that we are maintaining this sustainable development for the island.
Meanwhile, Commerce Minister Donville Innes says Mount Gay continues to prove there is demand for the island's products. He says Barbados exported $90 million in rum to the European Union alone between 2012 and 2016.
Whenever I travel the world and I see the Mount Gay emblem, I see Mount Gay, tears come to my eyes, and I'm very ugly when I cry, so I don't want to say. But it's really good to know that this little island has been punching above its weight in many respects when it comes to the rum product. And I'm very appreciative when I travel the world and see that Mount Gay is up there with all of the top brands. And if there's one message I'd like to send to my local audience as well, is that we in Barbados must be extremely proud of what is produced here. Sometimes our products are really appreciated outside of our shores much more than is appreciated here.
Barbados will need to pay greater attention to the issue of its energy security. That's the view of economist Jeremy Stephen against the background of reports that at least 24 members of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC, have agreed to cut production throughout next year. In a recent online posting on the subject, he says it effectively means that global oil prices will again be likely trending upward in the new year.
Given that the reserves are expected to take a dip and whatnot at the end of the year, we should really try to gear this national conversation again towards energy security, because as oil supplies, as they're restricted, as they're lacking supply worldwide, man, these guys are going to charge more and more and more. We all know the rule in economics. Simple rule: lack of supply, fixed demand or increased demand for oil results in higher prices. If I look at the 1-year chart, oil has been creeping back up since September 27, all right? So oil basically, the price of oil basically has been creeping up like crazy over the last 3 months. And it's going to be sustained going forward.
Barbados is among 4 CARICOM countries named in a new list of global tax havens released by the European Union. EU finance ministers say the countries, Barbados, Grenada, St. Lucia and Trinidad and Tobago, are among 17 states on the blacklist of tax havens after 10 months of investigations by EU officials. Caribbean countries have in the past been very critical of being included on these lists, insisting that they have done everything as outlined by various European organizations like the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or OECD. The finance ministers who have been meeting in Brussels also named American Samoa, Bahrain, Guam, South Korea, Macau, Marshall Islands, Mongolia, Namibia, Palau, Panama, Tunisia and the United Arab Emirates. Well, let's take a look now at how stocks traded on selected exchanges across the region.
First up is Jamaica, where Jamaica Broilers Group was the volume leader with 1,896,189 units. They were followed by JMMB Group Limited and Grace Kennedy Limited. In Trinidad and Tobago, NCB Financial Group Limited was the volume leader, with 978,658 shares changing hands for a value of $5,901,307.74, and they were followed by National Flour Mills Limited and Grace Kennedy Limited. And in Barbados, there was no activity today on the regular market.